Hello, everyone. This is OmniTalk Retail. I'm Chris Walton.
And I'm Ann Mazinga.
And we are coming to you live from the VusionGroup booth at the Consumer Goods Forum in Amsterdam. Come on by, say hello. We're going to be here all day doing interviews. Now, joining us, Ann, is Betty Quigley, the Global Chief Commercial Officer at L'Oreal. Betty, thanks for joining us at OmniTalk.
I'm delighted to be here. Thank you for having me.
We have to start by saying that Betty and her team put on one of the most exquisite parties last night. Thank you. Did you have fun?
I had a lot of fun. I love it.
Oh my gosh. You had a musical guest. Bonnie Tyler came in. It was fantastic. So first, thank you for that.
Our pleasure.
And then let's start out by just kind of giving our audience who are listening and watching at home, tell us a little bit about your role and what you oversee at L'Oreal.
So I start a little bit about my experience, I guess, in CPG.
Okay,
Yeah.
sure.
So without giving my age away, I have close on 3 decades of experience now in CPG. Most of that has been in sales, marketing, or business unit roles.
Okay.
Although
Okay.
I have to confess, I did start out in finance.
Don't tell anybody that.
Half of it, the first half of my career, I was in a local role. So I'm Irish, so it was in Dublin. And the second part of my career has been in regional and global roles. First with Mars Incorporated, and more recently with L'Oreal Group. At L'Oreal, I'm the Chief Commercial Officer of the Consumer Products Division.
Okay.
What does that mean?
Yeah.
Well, I'm responsible for leading all of our international accounts.
Okay.
So I manage all of our international accounts. I'm also responsible for building the capabilities to win with our customers, be that capabilities around retail media, data, revenue growth management, category leadership, etc. And all that's done for our mass division. But on top of that, we are going through a big transformation at L'Oreal to digitalize how we operate.
Mm-hmm.
And that is very much seen today in our products and services. But we're also doing a lot in terms of our back offices. And I have a role to own all of that for L'Oreal Group. So across our 4 divisions, what does that precisely mean? It means to automate, to leverage AI as much as we can. It's also to make sure we're getting the best use and value of our data so that when we show up with our clients, we're bringing data-driven insights to help drive growth and to satisfy their customers.
That's fantastic. What a round.
Very, very, very well described, too. All right, so we're at CGF in Amsterdam. What brings you here, and have you been here before? I'm guessing the answer is yes.
I think this is my 8th.
Eighth
CGF,
time,
I think.
okay.
I have to count them up. There's been some highlights. Singapore was a very, very good
right.
one, I have to say. What brings me here? I'm actually on the CGF Summit Organizing Committee.
Okay.
So that's one reason I am here. And it's great to see this year being another record-breaking in terms of participation. But I also come for a couple of reasons. Number one, I think it is a superb opportunity to meet with our client partners at a very top-to-top level. So CEO to CEO level, in an environment that's different to what you can do every other day.
Right.
And therefore, the conversations are very much future-focused, very much growth-focused. And that's one real reason that we come here. The second, you were thanking me at the start for the dinner. We have a 30-year partnership with the CGF. And L'Oreal have been sponsors of the gala dinner for 30 years.
Oh, wow.
And it's something that, we do with great pleasure. It is something that is, I think, considered to be a highlight of the CGF.
Yes, multiple people.
Yeah, everyone was talking about it before it even happened last night, right, Ann?
Yes, they wanted to make sure we were there.
And one of the other reasons then, I think, it's an industry forum. And I really think the CGF do a great job of getting CEOs that are members of the consumer goods industry and external experts to come in as speakers. So it's a great source of learning because that's how you learn, is from listening to others. And I think that's great. And we get to hear about all the work that's been done on the coalitions, which is a very important part of what the CGF stands for and what they do.
Right.
And in the end, it's a massive, when there's 1,200 people here, it's a massive networking opportunity.
Oh, yes.
So,
Right.
That's why I
That's
come here.
very
And I'm
clear.
going to keep coming.
Very clear. Well, I want to shift gears a little bit, Betty, into something that we read about on your LinkedIn profile, actually. You talked about the importance of democratizing beauty across the globe. Talk to me a little bit about what that means for you.
Sure. But I will qualify it first. Democratizing and premiumizing beauty is
Okay.
important. That's actually the strategy of our division. And what does that concretely mean? It means about democratizing is making beauty accessible to all. And then premiumizing beauty is about how do we valorize the categories and drive growth and mutual growth with our client partners. But concretely, to bring it to life through an example, the hair color category is a category that hasn't seen much innovation over the last 10 years.
True. Yeah.
And we last year were able to bring out 2 pieces of innovation on 2 different brands at both the democratizing and the premiumization end. If I start premiumization, L'Oréal Paris, biggest beauty brand in the world. It's where we lead the way on product innovation, but also on tech and on services. And last year we launched a product called ColorSonic.
Yes.
ColorSonic is a tool that helps you to do hair coloring at home to the level of a professional salon color.
Right.
Because coloring your hair is not an easy thing to do. It can be a little bit messy.
Yes.
So this is a tool, a wand or a brush, if you like, that does that for you. And it's also reusable as well. So that comes out at the premium end of mass.
Sounds like a dream come true for me.
No, I have another product.
All right, okay.
Different category.
All right.
And then when it comes to democratizing,
Yeah.
on Garnier, which is our high-tech beauty brand, here we launched a color product, Color Sensations, which is in a sachet format. So it's more like a one-time use color product.
Right.
And that's a great example of where our strategy is to make products accessible in beauty and also to premiumize on beauty. So we meet the needs of all of the beauty consumers across the world.
Got it.
Great.
Okay, so one thing you mentioned AI early on at the outset when we first started this conversation. I'm curious too, like how has your job changed because of technology over the last 3 to 5 years? What are you doing now that you weren't doing before?
Well, at L'Oréal, we're a bit unique because we are a beauty pure player.
Right.
And we're the only beauty pure player in mass. And that means that we're constantly pushing the boundaries of what beauty means. And tech is increasingly becoming a part of that. One of the best things about buying beauty is when you can actually talk to an assistant in store and they can advise you and guide you.
Right.
That's difficult to do in a mass environment because mass is a self-service environment. So we are using tech. We've launched a product called L'Oréal Paris Beauty Genius. And what that product is it's effectively bringing service into a self-service environment. So it's you just have to fill in a couple of profile questions, and then it operates like a chat box.
Yeah.
Answering any specific needs you have in terms of what's your skin condition, how you should best treat it, etc. But what makes it so unique and different is it is backed by all the 100 years of expertise that L'Oréal has, all the science that we have, and that's I think a great way of how AI is helping us to really, as I said, but to start push the boundaries of tech and really add value to our consumers.
Right. I never thought about that AI gives you power as the category expert to really shape the consumer experience in new ways that were never before possible. That's really interesting.
And help those beauty experts that you have too across all the categories kind of quickly have the knowledge at their fingertips. Well, Betty, as we think about where L'Oreal's headed for the next year plus, what do you get really excited about? And whether that's terms of innovation, more into democratizing beauty and where beauty's going, what's exciting to you as we look ahead?
The next year plus, there's things to be excited about and there's challenges to face as well. But I think, the category that we operate in, what is so exciting is that, beauty has been around from the very dawn of the ages. And what's changed more recently is the impact of social media. So now we have many, many beauty experts. There's so many YouTube views. There's so much educated shoppers out there that there's really an explosion happening on beauty. So I see that there's going to be fantastic growth ahead of us. What I'm also excited about is that there is new untapped cohorts. So Christopher, men. Take men as an example. Men.
Oh, you really did have a product for me. You were just pulling my leg. All right.
World's population.
All right.
Only 24% of beauty sales today.
Right. Yeah.
And that's something that we're really seeing, particularly the younger generation. They are becoming much, much more educated about health and well-being and looking after their skin, their hair. So I think we're going to see a real explosion on men over the next number of years.
Okay.
But equally, as well as that, a lot of the focus of beauty has been on Gen Z in recent times. What we also recognize is that boomers.
Yes.
So how you define boomers, let's say it's around the 55 plus. That's an incredible untapped audience as well. So I think there's lots of exciting things coming. It's an offer-driven category. And therefore, this category works on having breakthrough innovation.
Right.
And who doesn't want to have a great, cracking new product?
Right.
Goes viral and everybody wants. That's what excites me.
And what changes then? What are your goals that you kind of have set out for your team to reach that audience? I mean, I love the boomer example. Like, there wasn't boomer influencers until within the last couple of years to have somebody try a L'Oreal product on their own face, see it on them, and not a 15-year-old or something who's doing their Gen Z beauty routine. How are you helping kind of motivate your team to achieve those things?
Well, I think firstly, there's a big upskilling on our teams because the way we also reach our consumers now is very different to the way it was before.
Right.
So digital media, content seeding, this is what's exploding. These social media, quick commerce, these channels didn't exist 5-10 years ago. And there's a massive shift in our resources and our capability building in that area. But, we're talking about change, but actually one thing I'd like to call out that's a bit of a constant and we don't want to lose at L'Oreal is because you asked about teams. We have a very entrepreneurial mindset. It's something that's very much in the DNA of L'Oreal. And what does that mean? It means that we're a very performance-driven company. We give a lot of freedom to our markets in terms of how they execute locally. So yes, some things we will globalize, but we stay very close to our consumers on a local basis. And our teams, need to be more agile than they've ever needed to be.
Right.
Our teams have always been resilient. And one of the favorite words that my boss likes to use, and I think it's needed now more than ever, is grit. So we've always looked after our teams. The next couple of years have plenty of opportunities, but challenges. And I think protecting our teams, encouraging this creativity, but making sure that they have the energy and the capabilities to stay agile is super important.
Exceptional.
All right. Well, let's get you out of here on this then. I want you to put your prediction hat on, if you will. So say 10 years out, what do you think the biggest changes that we'll see in the beauty industry?
Oh, I would love to be able to truly answer that question. But if you look back over the last 10 years, you'll know it's impossible to predict. But there's a couple of things that we know for true. Beauty has been around from the dawn of time, and it's going to continue to be a universal need. What is changing and will continue to grow is social media continues to furnish a level of expertise and knowledge that's been unprecedented. I think what will also change is where growth will come from.
Okay.
So emerging markets will increasingly be a bigger contribution to growth. Also new beauty habits. So things like hair treatments, UV protection, all of those areas, what we call new beauty routines or new beauty habits is going to be a big source of growth.
Okay.
And then green beauty or sustainable beauty.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That's, I think, going to be a bigger part of beauty. And, that's why we are investing big time now in refillable pouches on our hair care category. And we expect to do that more over time. So I think that's it, in 10 years' time.
Well, just that,
I think we will. We will still be the number one beauty player in beauty. And, we'll be still here at the CGF. And we'll be still hosting the L'Oreal Gala dinner.
Yes,
so we look
wonderful. That's the news we wanted to hear. Well, thank you so much, Betty Quigley of L'Oreal, for taking some time with us today. Thanks again to VusionGroup for making all of our coverage here at the Consumer Goods Forum possible. And until our next interview,
be careful out there.